My love, I loved you even when we had nothing. Today,
My love, you filled my heart. You filled my heart with true love. Thank you.
Mumbai, the city of dreams, was full of people chasing success, wealth, and fame. Every street carried a different story, but among millions of dreamers lived a young man named Arjun Malhotra. Arjun was not rich. He lived in a small apartment with his mother Meera, a gentle woman who had sacrificed everything after the death of her husband. Their home was simple, but it was filled with love and hope. Since childhood, Arjun had only one dream: to become a famous singer. His most valuable possession was an old guitar that belonged to his father. Every evening, he carried it to Marine Drive, where he sang for strangers passing by. Some people stopped to listen, but many ignored him. Others laughed and said, "Dreams are for rich people, not for poor boys like you." Arjun always smiled and answered quietly, "A dream does not ask how much money you have. It asks how much courage you have." One evening, while the sun was setting over the Arabian Sea, Arjun began singing a soft, emotional song about hope and love. The sound of his guitar mixed with the waves, creating a beautiful moment. People nearby slowly became silent, touched by the sincerity in his voice. At that same moment, a young woman named Priya Sharma was walking along the seaside road. Priya was the daughter of Vikram Sharma, one of the richest businessmen in Mumbai. She had luxury, expensive clothes, and a powerful family, but inside her heart, she often felt lonely. When she heard Arjun singing, she stopped immediately. His voice was different from anything she had heard before. It carried real emotions, not pride or ambition. She watched him quietly until the song ended. After the performance, Priya walked toward him and offered some money. Arjun looked at her politely and shook his head. "Thank you," he said, "but I don't sing for pity. I sing because music is my life." Priya was surprised. Most people treated her differently because of her family's wealth, but Arjun spoke to her as if she were an ordinary person. "What is your name?" she asked. "Arjun Malhotra." "I'm Priya." For a few seconds, they simply looked at each other while the evening breeze moved around them. Neither of them knew that this small conversation would change their lives forever. Before leaving, Priya smiled and said, "You have a gift, Arjun. Don't stop singing." Arjun watched her walk away, feeling something strange in his heart. For the first time, someone had looked at him not as a poor street singer, but as a person with a dream worth believing in. Far away, inside the luxurious Sharma mansion, Vikram Sharma had no idea that his daughter had just met a young man from a completely different world. And that meeting was about to begin a love story that would challenge wealth, power, and destiny itself. After their first meeting at Marine Drive, Arjun could not stop thinking about Priya. Her smile, her calm voice, and the way she looked at him stayed in his mind long after she had disappeared into the busy streets of Mumbai. The next evening, Arjun returned to Marine Drive with his guitar as usual. He did not expect anything special, but while he was tuning the strings, he saw Priya walking toward him again. "I knew I would find you here," she said with a smile. Arjun laughed softly. "And I didn't think someone from your world would come back to listen to a street singer." Priya sat on the stone wall facing the ocean. "Maybe your music belongs to everyone, only to the streets." That evening, Arjun sang only for her. The noise of the city slowly faded away, and for a few minutes, it felt as if only the two of them existed. Days passed, and Priya started visiting Marine Drive regularly. Their conversations became longer. They talked about dreams, childhood memories, and the lives they wanted in the future. One evening, Priya asked Arjun, "If you became famous one day, what would be the first thing you would do?" Arjun looked at the sea before answering. "I would buy a small house for my mother, where she could live without worrying about money." Priya was touched by his answer. Most people she knew dreamed about luxury cars, expensive vacations, and business success. Arjun dreamed about making his mother happy. A few days later, Arjun invited Priya to meet Meera. Priya hesitated at first because she had never visited such a simple neighborhood, but curiosity and affection pushed her to go. When she entered their small apartment, Meera welcomed her warmly. The house was modest, but it felt peaceful. Mira prepared tea and smiled at Priya. Arjun talks about music all the time, she said, but recently, he smiles much more than before. I think I know the reason. Priya became shy, and Arjun quickly changed the subject, making all three of them laugh. That evening changed Priya deeply. She realized that happiness did not always live in big mansions. Sometimes it lived in a small room filled with love and kindness. Meanwhile, at the Sharma mansion, Vikram noticed that Priya was spending more time outside and returning home with a brightness in her eyes that he had not seen for years. One night during dinner, he asked, Priya, is there someone important in your life? Priya almost dropped her glass. Why do you ask that, father? Vikram looked at her carefully. Because a father notices when his daughter starts hiding her happiness. Priya avoided the question, but Vikram's suspicion grew stronger. He instructed one of his assistants to find out where Priya had been going every evening. A few days later, the assistant returned with a photograph of Priya sitting beside a young man with a guitar at Marine Drive. Vikram stared at the picture for a long moment. Who is this boy? He asked coldly. His name is Arjun Malhotra, sir. He is a street singer. Vikram's expression hardened immediately. In his world, wealth, reputation, and social status were everything. The idea that his daughter was becoming close to a poor singer felt unacceptable. That same night, he made a decision. He would meet Arjun personally and put an end to this relationship before it went any further. Far away, Arjun and Priya were watching the moon over the ocean, unaware that their love was about to face its first dangerous test. The next morning, Arjun received an unexpected message. Mr. Vikram, Sharma wants to meet you at the Sharma Group headquarters. Arjun stared at the phone for a long moment. He immediately understood who Vikram was, Priya's father, one of the most powerful businessmen in Mumbai. When Arjun arrived at the enormous glass building, he felt the difference between their worlds. Expensive cars stood outside, security guards watched every entrance, and employees moved through the halls with serious faces. A receptionist guided him to the top floor, where Vikram was waiting in a luxurious office overlooking the city. Vikram looked at him carefully. So, you are Arjun Malhotra? Yes, sir. I know you have been spending time with my daughter. Arjun remained calm. Priya and I are friends. Vikram gave a cold smile. A street singer and my daughter do not belong in the same world. The words hurt, but Arjun kept his dignity. Sir, I may be poor, but I respect Priya and I care about her. Vikram opened a file containing details about Arjun's life. You live in a small apartment. Your mother is ill. You have no money, no influence, and no future that can protect her. Arjun looked directly into his eyes. A person's future is not decided by what they have today. Vikram's voice became hard. Listen carefully, Arjun. Stay away from Priya. I'd make your life very difficult. For a moment, silence filled the office. Then Arjun answered quietly, I respect you as her father, but I cannot stop caring about someone who truly matters to me. Vikram was surprised by his courage. Most people were afraid to speak to him that way. Arjun left the building with a heavy heart. That evening, he met Priya at Marine Drive. She immediately noticed that something was wrong. What happened? She asked. Arjun hesitated before answering. Your father knows about us. Priya's face turned pale. Did he threaten you? Arjun smiled sadly. He wants me to disappear from your life. Tears filled Priya's eyes. I'm sorry, Arjun. Don't apologize, he said gently. This is not your fault. They sat together facing the ocean. The waves crashed against the rocks while the lights of Mumbai shimmered behind them. Priya held his hand tightly. I don't want to lose you. Arjun looked at her with determination. Then promise me something. Anything. No matter how difficult things become. Don't stop believing in us. Priya nodded. I promise. At that moment, they realized that their feelings were no longer just friendship. It was love. And that love would demand courage from both of them. Meanwhile, back at the Sharma mansion, Vikram stood near the window, looking at the city. He was convinced that Arjun would eventually give up. But deep inside, another thought troubled him. Why would his daughter choose a poor singer over the wealthy future he had prepared for her? Determined to end the relationship, Vikram made another decision. He would introduce Priya to someone he considered worthy of her world. A new person was about to enter their lives, and his name was Rajiv Kapoor. A few days after meeting Arjun, Vikram Sharma organized a grand dinner at the Sharma mansion. The house was filled with important guests, business partners, and wealthy families from Mumbai's elite society. Priya entered the dining hall and immediately noticed a young man standing beside her father. He was elegant, confident, and came from a respected family. Priya, Vikram said proudly, "This is Rajveer Kapoor." Rajveer smiled politely. "It's a pleasure to meet you." Priya returned the greeting, but her heart felt uneasy. She already understood why her father had invited him. During dinner, Vikram spoke about Rajveer's successful business career and his influential family. He clearly wanted Priya to see him as the perfect future husband. After the guests left, Priya confronted her father. "Was this dinner really about business?" she asked. Vikram answered calmly, "Rajveer is educated, successful, and comes from a family equal to ours. He can give you the life you deserve." Priya looked at him sadly. "And what if my heart wants something else?" Vikram's expression became serious. Hearts can change. A secure future is more important than emotions. That night, Priya secretly went to Marine Drive to meet Arjun. The ocean breeze was strong, and the city lights reflected on the water. Arjun immediately sensed her sadness. "What happened?" Priya took a deep breath. "My father introduced me to Rajveer Kapoor. He wants me to choose him." For a moment, Arjun was silent. The fear he had tried to hide suddenly became real. "Do you want that future?" he asked softly. Priya stepped closer and held his hand. "I want the future where you are beside me." Arjun looked into her eyes and felt both love and pain. He knew their worlds were becoming harder to connect, but he also knew he could not walk away. "Then we will face whatever comes together," he said. The waves crashed behind them as they stood side by side, unaware of how difficult the road ahead would become. Far away, Vikram watched the city from his mansion, convinced that time, pressure, and power would eventually separate the two young lovers. But neither he nor Arjun knew that Rajveer Kapoor was not the enemy they expected. His arrival would change the story in ways no one could imagine. After the dinner at the Sharma mansion, Priya could not stop thinking about her father's words. Vikram was determined to separate her from Arjun, and Rajveer Kapoor had now entered their lives. The next evening, Priya met Arjun at Marine Drive. The ocean was restless, and the strong wind seemed to reflect the storm growing in their hearts. "My father will never accept us easily," Priya said. Arjun looked at the sea before answering. Knew this day would come. "The question is not whether the road is difficult. The question is whether we are strong enough to walk it together." Priya held his hand tightly. "I'm afraid." "So am I," Arjun admitted. "But I'm more afraid of losing you without trying." Meanwhile, Rajveer was also thinking about his meeting with Priya. He had noticed the sadness in her eyes and realized that she was not interested in marriage discussions. A few days later, he invited her for coffee, hoping to understand the situation better. "Priya," he said gently, "I want you to feel uncomfortable around me." Priya appreciated his honesty and decided to tell him the truth. "There is someone else in my life," she confessed. Rajveer remained silent for a moment. "Arjun?" Priya nodded. Instead of becoming angry, Rajveer surprised her. "Then I understand why you look unhappy whenever marriage is mentioned." Priya looked at him with relief. "Thank you for understanding." Rajveer smiled sadly. "Love cannot be forced, Priya." At the same time, Arjun was facing serious problems at home. Mira's health was getting worse, and the doctor told him she needed expensive treatment. Arjun worked harder than ever, singing longer hours at Marine Drive and taking small music jobs whenever possible. But the money was still not enough. One night, Mira saw the exhaustion on her son's face. "Arjun, you don't have to carry the whole world on your shoulders," she said. Softly, Arjun smiled. Weakly, "You carried me all your life, Mom. Now it's my turn." Mira touched his face gently. "Never lose your kindness. Because of suffering, that is your greatest strength." Those words stayed in Arjun's heart. The following day, Priya secretly visited him and brought medicine for Mira. Arjun hesitated. I don't want you to get into trouble because of me. Priya looked at him firmly. Loving someone means standing beside them during difficult times. As they spoke, neither of them noticed a car parked across the street. One of Vikram's assistants was watching them carefully. That evening, the assistant reported everything to Vikram. Vikram's anger grew stronger. She is still seeing him, he said coldly. This must end. Determined to break Arjun's confidence, Vikram decided to use his influence in the music industry. He began contacting producers and event organizers, quietly making sure that opportunities would disappear before Arjun could reach them. But destiny had another plan. A famous music producer named Kabir Mehta happened to hear a recording of Arjun singing at Marine Drive. He was surprised by the emotion in Arjun's voice. This young man has something special, Kabir said. He decided to meet him. The next morning, Arjun received a message. I want to talk about your future in music. Arjun looked at the phone with hope in his eyes. Maybe this was the opportunity he had been waiting for. Maybe this was the beginning of a new chapter. But he did not know that success would bring new challenges. Because when someone starts rising from nothing, there are always people who try to pull them down. And the biggest test of Arjun and Priya's love was still ahead. The message from Kabir Mehta became a turning point in Arjun's life. The next day, Arjun entered a professional recording studio for the first time. Everything around him felt different. The expensive equipment, the talented musicians, and the atmosphere made him realize that his dream was finally getting closer. But he was nervous. He remembered all the people who had laughed at him. He remembered the days when he sang on the streets, just to earn a little money. Then he closed his eyes and started singing. The entire studio became silent. His voice carried his pain, his struggles, and his hope. After the song ended, Kabir smiled. Arjun, you have something that cannot be taught. Arjun looked at him. What? Emotion. People don't only listen to your voice. They feel your story. Those words gave Arjun confidence. For the first time, he believed that his dream could become reality. Meanwhile, Priya continued facing pressure from her father. Vikram kept trying to convince her that Rajveer was the right choice. You will understand one day, Vikram told her. Love is not enough to build a stable life. Priya looked at him sadly. Father, life without love is also not complete. Vikram became silent. He loved his daughter, but he could not understand why she refused the future he had chosen for her. At the same time, Rajveer started seeing the truth. He noticed that Priya was not unhappy because she was forced to marry him. She was unhappy because her heart was somewhere else. One evening, Rajveer asked her, Priya, if your father accepted Arjun, would you choose him without hesitation? Priya answered immediately, yes. Rajveer smiled sadly. Then I understand. Priya looked surprised. What do you mean? I mean that real love cannot be forced. For the first time, Priya realized that Rajveer was not her enemy. He was also a person who understood pain. A few weeks later, Arjun released his first official song. The song was called DIL KA VAADA. It was about two hearts promising to stay together despite every obstacle. The song became popular quickly. People loved the emotions behind it. The young man who once sang alone on the streets was now becoming a rising star. When Arjun received his first earnings, he did not buy expensive things. He used the money for his mother's medical treatment. When Mira saw what her son had done, tears filled her eyes. Your father would have been proud of you, she whispered. But while Arjun's dream was beginning to rise, Vikram's fear was growing stronger. He watched the news showing Arjun's growing popularity and realized that the poor singer was becoming someone respected by thousands of people. This boy is becoming dangerous, Vikram said quietly. He decided that if he could not stop Arjun with threats, he would try something more powerful. He would attack the young singer's reputation and destroy the success that was bringing him closer to Priya. That night, as Arjun and Priya met briefly near Marine Drive, they felt hopeful for the first time in many weeks. But neither of them knew that a new storm was already approaching. A storm that would test not only their love, but also Arjun's courage, fame, and future. Arjun's song, Dil Ka Vaada, became more popular every day. People across Mumbai were sharing it online, and music companies started noticing the young singer, who had once performed on the streets of Marine Drive. For the first time in his life, Arjun felt that his dream was becoming real. But while success was bringing him hope, it was also bringing new enemies. Vikram Sharma watched Arjun's growing popularity with increasing frustration. He had expected the young singer to disappear after facing pressure and rejection, but instead, Arjun was becoming stronger. If this continues, Vikram thought, Priya will never leave him. Determined to stop him, Vikram secretly contacted people in the music industry. Soon, false rumors began spreading through social media and entertainment websites. Some articles claimed that Arjun was using Priya's wealthy family to become famous. Others suggested that his success was built on lies and manipulation. When Arjun read the accusations, he felt deeply hurt. He had worked honestly for every opportunity. He had never asked Priya for money or influence. Yet suddenly, strangers were judging him without knowing the truth. Priya became furious when she saw the rumors. She immediately confronted her father. "Did you do this?" she asked. Vikram remained silent. That silence was enough. "You were trying to destroy his life," Priya said with tears in her eyes. "I am trying to protect you," Vikram replied. "No," Priya answered firmly. "You are protecting your pride." Meanwhile, Kabir advised Arjun not to respond with anger. "The truth does not need shouting," he said. "Let your actions speak for you." Arjun followed his advice. Instead of fighting the rumors publicly, he organized a charity concert for children from poor neighborhoods who dreamed of learning music. Thousands of people attended the event. Before performing, Arjun spoke honestly to the crowd. "I know what it feels like to have a dream, but no opportunity. If my music can help even one child believe in their future, then my journey has meaning." The audience applauded loudly. Many people who had doubted him began to see his true character. Even Rajveer Kapoor attended the concert. Watching Arjun perform, he realized that the young singer was not chasing wealth or status. He was fighting for his dream and for the people he loved. After the concert, Rajveer met Vikram privately. "Mr. Sharma," he said calmly, "Arjun is not the problem. The problem is that you are afraid to accept that Priya is happy with him." Those words stayed in Vikram's mind long after Rajveer left. Later that night, Arjun and Priya met again at Marine Drive. The ocean was dark, and the waves crashed heavily against the rocks. Priya looked at him with tears in her eyes. "I'm afraid all these problems will eventually separate us." Arjun gently held her hands. "Listen to me. I cannot promise that life will be easy, but I promise that I will never stop fighting for us." Priya smiled through her tears. "And I will never stop believing in you." As they embraced beside the ocean, neither of them noticed a man standing in the distance, secretly taking photographs for Vikram Sharma. When Vikram received the pictures, his anger returned stronger than before. "This relationship is still alive," he said coldly. "Then I will attack the one thing Arjun values most, his future." The next morning, Arjun received shocking news. The music company supporting his new project had suddenly withdrawn its offer, and several sponsors had canceled their agreements. Standing alone in the empty studio, Arjun looked at his guitar and realized that his greatest battle had only just begun. Arjun stood alone in the recording studio, holding his guitar tightly. The news that the music company had canceled his project felt like a heavy blow. Only a few days earlier, he had believed his dream was finally coming true. Now, everything seemed uncertain again. Kabir Mehta entered the studio and saw the pain on Arjun's face. "Don't let this defeat you," Kabir said. Arjun looked at him sadly. "Every time I move forward, something pulls me back." Kabir placed a hand on his shoulder. "A real artist is not measured by easy victories. He is measured by the courage to continue after disappointment." Those words gave Arjun strength. But his worries were not only about music. He was thinking about his mother's treatment, his future, and Priya. That evening, Priya secretly came to see him. She found him sitting near Marine Drive, staring at the dark ocean. "I heard what happened," she said softly. Arjun tried to smile. "Maybe your father was right. Maybe my world is too small for yours." Priya immediately shook her head. Don't say that. Your world is filled with honesty, love, and courage. That is worth more than wealth. She sat beside him and held his hand. We have already faced rumors, fear, and pressure. We can face this too. For a long moment, they remained silent, listening to the sound of the waves. Meanwhile, Vikram Sharma was convinced that his plan was finally working. He believed that without a successful career, Arjun would lose confidence and eventually walk away from Priya. But Rajveer Kapoor was beginning to see the situation differently. He visited Vikram and spoke honestly. "Sir, I respect you, but I think you are making a mistake." Vikram frowned. "What do you mean?" "Arjun is not chasing your money. If he were, he would have used Priya's name from the beginning. Instead, he keeps fighting on his own." Vikram remained silent. Deep inside, he knew Rajveer's words contained some truth, but his pride refused to accept it. The next day, Arjun returned home and found Meera waiting for him. She could see that he was carrying a heavy burden. "Sit with me," she said gently. Arjun told her everything. The cancelled project, the rumors, and his fear of losing Priya. Meera listened carefully before speaking. "Your father also faced many failures before he met me. Life will test you again and again, but never forget who you are." She looked directly into his eyes. "If your love is true, and if your dream is true, then don't abandon either of them." That night, Arjun made an important decision. He would not wait for powerful people to open doors for him anymore. He would record his own music, upload it himself, and let the world judge him by his talent. With Kabir's help, he began working on a new independent song. The lyrics were about falling down, rising again, and refusing to surrender. As he sang into the microphone, his voice carried more emotion than ever before. Every disappointment had made him stronger. Far away, Priya looked at the bracelet Arjun had given her and whispered, "No matter what happens, I will stay beside you." Neither of them knew that this new song was about to change everything. It would bring Arjun back into the spotlight and force Vikram Sharma to see a truth he had tried to ignore for too long. After deciding to create his own music independently, Arjun spent every day working harder than ever before. He no longer waited for famous companies to believe in him. He wanted the world to hear his voice directly from his heart. With Kabir Mehta's support, he recorded a new emotional song called "Rise Again." The lyrics spoke about pain, rejection, and the courage to continue when life seems unfair. Late one night, Arjun uploaded the song online and returned home without expecting much. He was exhausted, but for the first time in weeks, he felt at peace because he had chosen hope instead of surrender. The next morning, his phone would not stop ringing. Thousands of people had listened to the song during the night. Messages and comments were pouring in from across India. "This song gave me strength. I felt every word." Arjun sings with his soul. Within a few days, the song became a huge success. Music channels started talking about the mysterious young singer who had risen again after being pushed down by the industry. Kabir smiled proudly. "I told you, Arjun. Talent combined with honesty is impossible to silence forever." Meanwhile, Priya watched the news with tears of happiness. She secretly called Arjun that evening. "I knew you would rise again," she said softly. Arjun smiled as he looked at the lights of Mumbai from his window. "I rose because you never stopped believing in me." However, Vikram Sharma was shocked by Arjun's return. He had expected the young singer to disappear quietly, but instead, Arjun had become even more popular than before. For the first time, Vikram began questioning himself. Why does this boy keep getting stronger every time life tries to break him? Rajveer noticed Vikram's silence and decided to speak honestly. "Sir, I think you have been fighting the wrong battle." Vikram looked at him carefully. "Explain." "You wanted to protect Priya, but have you noticed something? Every time you try to separate them, their love becomes stronger." Those words stayed in Vikram's mind long after Rajveer left. A few days later, Arjun organized a small live performance near Marine Drive to thank the people who supported him. Hundreds of fans gathered to hear him sing. The atmosphere was filled with excitement and emotion. Priya secretly attended the event, standing among the crowd so no one would recognize her. When Arjun stepped onto the stage, his eyes searched the audience until they found her. For a brief moment, everything else disappeared. He dedicated the final song to the person who gave me the courage to keep fighting. And Priya's eyes filled with tears because she knew the song was for her. After the performance, they met behind the stage. "I'm proud of you," Priya whispered. Arjun gently held her hands. "One day, I want to stand beside you without hiding." Priya smiled sadly. "That day will come." But while they were speaking, journalists secretly photographed them together. The picture was uploaded online only a few hours later, and the news spread rapidly across Mumbai. Rising singer Arjun Malhotra seen with billionaire's daughter, Priya Sharma. The story quickly reached Vikram Sharma. He looked at the photograph for a long time. Instead of immediate anger, something unexpected appeared in his eyes. Confusion. He could clearly see that Priya looked genuinely happy beside Arjun. For the first time, Vikram asked himself a question he had avoided for months. Was he protecting his daughter, or preventing her from being truly happy? The answer to that question was about to change all of their lives forever. The photograph of Arjun and Priya spread across Mumbai within hours. News channels, social media pages, and entertainment websites were all talking about the growing relationship between the rising singer and the daughter of billionaire Vikram Sharma. Inside the Sharma mansion, silence filled the room as Vikram stared at the picture. For months, he had tried to separate them, yet the image showed something he could not ignore. Priya looked genuinely happy. That evening, he called Priya into his office. "Is this relationship truly so important to you?" he asked quietly. Priya looked directly into his eyes. "Yes, father. Arjun is not just someone I love. He is someone who respects me, understands me, and stands beside me even when life becomes difficult." Vikram remained silent. He had expected rebellion, but instead he heard honesty. Meanwhile, Arjun's popularity continued growing. Kabir arranged a major charity concert in Mumbai, and thousands of people attended. The event was broadcast live across the city. Before performing, Arjun spoke to the audience. "Success is not about becoming richer than others," he said. "It is about becoming someone who can bring hope to another person's life." His words touched many hearts. Even Vikram, watching the concert from home, felt something changing inside him. During the performance, Arjun sang "Dil Ka Vaada" with more emotion than ever before. The audience stood up and applauded loudly. In that moment, Vikram realized that people respected Arjun not because of money, but because of his sincerity and courage. After the concert, Vikram made an unexpected decision. He asked Arjun to meet him privately. When Arjun arrived, he was prepared for another confrontation, but Vikram's voice was calmer than before. "I spent months looking at what you did not have," Vikram admitted. "I saw your poverty, your small home, and your struggles. I never looked at your character." Arjun listened quietly. "You have courage," Vikram continued. "You care for your mother, you work honestly, and you never used Priya for your own benefit. I was wrong to judge you so quickly." For the first time, Arjun saw regret in Vikram's eyes. "Sir," Arjun said gently, "I never wanted to fight against you. I only wanted the chance to prove that my love for Priya was real." Vikram nodded slowly. "I believe you now." At that moment, Priya entered the room. She had never imagined hearing those words from her father. Tears filled her eyes as she saw the tension between the two men finally disappearing. But their happiness was interrupted by another problem. A jealous music rival released false accusations claiming that Arjun had manipulated online streaming numbers to become famous. The media quickly began questioning his success. This time, however, something was different. Vikram did not immediately doubt him. Instead, he used his influence to investigate the accusations. Within days, the truth was discovered. The claims were completely false and had been created by a rival producer seeking attention. Vikram publicly defended Arjun. "This young man has earned his success through talent, hard work, and honesty," he declared. "He deserves respect." Hearing those words felt unbelievable. For Arjun and Priya, the man who once tried to destroy their relationship was now standing beside them. Later that night, Vikram looked at Priya and saw the happiness he had been searching for all along. He finally understood that true protection does not mean controlling someone's future. It means supporting the life that brings them genuine joy. Only one final step remained. Vikram Sharma had to make the most important decision of his life. Would he fully accept Arjun as part of his family and allow love to win at last? The answer was waiting in the final chapter of their story. A few days after defending Arjun publicly, Vikram Sharma called both Arjun and Priya to the Sharma mansion. The atmosphere was tense, and neither of them knew what to expect. Vikram stood near the large window overlooking Mumbai. After a long silence, he turned toward them. For many months, he said slowly, I believed that wealth, status, and power were the most important things in life. I thought I could choose the right future for my daughter. Priya listened carefully, her heart beating fast. Vikram continued, but I was wrong. I saw how Arjun fought for his dream without losing his honesty. I saw how he cared for his mother, respected you, and continued moving forward even when life became unfair. Then he looked directly at Arjun. I judged you because of your poverty, not because of your character. For that, I owe you an apology. Arjun was deeply moved. He had imagined many conversations with Vikram, but never this one. Sir, he answered gently, never wanted to take Priya away from her family. I only wanted the chance to love her honestly. Vikram nodded slowly. And now I understand that love cannot be measured by money. Tears filled Priya's eyes. For the first time since meeting Arjun, she felt that the wall separating their worlds had finally disappeared. Weeks later, Mumbai witnessed a celebration that brought together people from every background. The wedding of Arjun Malhotra and Priya Sharma became a symbol of hope for many who believed that true love could overcome social differences. The ceremony was beautiful, but what made it unforgettable was the happiness on their faces. Arjun stood beside Priya, remembering the days when he sang alone at Marine Drive with nothing but an old guitar and a dream. During the wedding, he whispered to her, from the moment you stopped to listen to my song, my life changed forever. Priya smiled through her tears. And you taught me that the richest heart is the one filled with love and kindness. After their marriage, Arjun's music career continued to grow, but he never forgot where he came from. With Kabir's help, he opened a music school for children from poor neighborhoods, so that talented young dreamers would have opportunities he never had. One evening, months later, Arjun and Priya returned to Marine Drive, the place where their story had begun. The ocean breeze was gentle, and the city lights reflected on the water. Arjun took out his father's old guitar and began playing Dil Ka Vaada. The melody carried memories of every struggle, every tear, and every promise they had shared. Priya rested her head on his shoulder and asked softly, do you remember the first day we met here? Arjun smiled warmly. I remember every second of it. That day gave me not only love, but also the courage to believe in myself. As they watched the sunset together, they understood that their journey had never been only about romance. It was about faith, perseverance, and the power of a promise kept through every storm. Their love had survived poverty, pride, separation, rumors, and fear. And because they never stopped believing in each other, they had found the future they once thought impossible. The waves continued touching the shore as Arjun played the final notes of the song that had united their hearts forever. Years passed after the wedding of Arjun Malhotra and Priya Sharma, but their story was still remembered across Mumbai. People no longer spoke about the difference between a rich girl and a poor street singer. They spoke about a love that refused to surrender. Arjun's music school became a place where children from simple families could learn to sing, play instruments, and believe in their dreams. Every time he saw a young student holding a guitar with hope in their eyes, he remembered his own difficult journey. One afternoon, Mira watched her son teaching the children and smiled proudly. Your father would have been happy to see this, she said softly. Arjun looked at her with gratitude. Everything I became started with the love and sacrifices you gave me. Meanwhile, Vikram Sharma had changed completely. The man who once believed that wealth was more important than love now spent more time with his family and supported Arjun's projects. He often told business leaders, never judge a person by their status. Character is the greatest wealth anyone can possess. One evening, Arjun and Priya returned once again to Marine Drive. The sea was calm, and the sunset painted the sky with shades of orange and gold. Arjun held the same old guitar that had accompanied him through poverty, rejection, success, and love. "This guitar gave me the courage to dream," he said. Priya smiled. "And your dream gave us this life." Arjun began playing "Dil Ka Vaada." The familiar melody filled the air, while the waves touched the shore. For a moment, it felt as if time had returned to the day they first met. Priya looked at him and whispered, "If I had not stopped to listen to your song that evening, what do you think would have happened?" Arjun laughed softly. "Then I would have kept singing until destiny brought you back to me." They stood together, watching the endless ocean that had witnessed every chapter of their journey. Their story had taught them something important. True love is not found in luxury, power, or perfection. It is found in loyalty, respect, sacrifice, and the courage to stand beside each other when life becomes difficult. As the final notes of the song faded into the evening breeze, Arjun held Priya's hand and said, "No matter where life takes us, this promise will never end." Priya smiled through tears of happiness. "Our Dil Ka Vaada will live forever." The camera slowly moved away from the couple standing beside the ocean, while the lights of Mumbai shone behind them like stars. And so, the story of a poor singer and a rich girl ended, not with fame or wealth, but with something far more precious, a promise of love kept forever.